This could be what saves Primm. You've probably seen the stories that Primm, Nevada is now a ghost town, and there's definitely some truth to that. Whiskey Pete's and Buffalo Bill's are both closed. That just leaves Primm Valley Resort open. But should we count out Primm, Nevada? Is it done for? Well, both Buffalo Bill's and Whiskey Pete's, they had to file with the Nevada Gaming Commission for their licenses. They filed for 2-year closures with 2 options to extend those by 6 months each. So that gives them some time to figure out what they're going to do with this place. Also, Buffalo Bill's is going to open 8 to 10 times a year when they have concerts. So they'll have some of their restaurants open and they will have the casino open during those times. In today's video, we're going to take you around and show you what else is closed, what is open, and is there anything that is actually thriving here. Plus, we're going to talk about something that could be coming in the future that could help revitalize Primm. This could be what helps Primm. Now, it just looks like desert right now. But as early as 2037, this could be a new airport. So Harry Reid Airport is set to max out. They're going to reach capacity by 2030, which means they need more airspace and places for planes to land. So there are 6,500 acres that were already dedicated for this airport. It's the Southern Nevada Supplemental Airport. Now it'll just be 2 runways and 1 terminal. They're going through the environmental reviews as we speak. So 2037, this could be a new airport that could bring jobs, new businesses to this area, and hopefully some traffic over to Primm. Now this is right in between Primm and Jean, so it's a prime location to help Primm out. Driving back from the golf course, you see trash on the side of the road, and I don't know, is that an old record player? It's kind of cool.
What if that's a collectible?
Could be a collectible. About 5 miles south of Primm used to be the Primm Valley Golf Course. Now it just closed in 2024, but this used to be owned by MGM, so it wasn't actually part of the whole Primm Valley resort area, but it was called the Primm Valley Golf Club. Now it's closed, and this used to be really green. We used to drive by, there was a gorgeous sign that said Primm Valley, and now you can kind of still see it, but it's pretty much gone, and it is not green anymore. All of this area is just completely dead. This golf club used to have 36 holes, 2 different 18-hole golf courses. So yeah, it is gone, no longer here, but you can kind of see the remnants as you're driving into California. The Primm Valley Outlet Mall used to have 111 businesses in here, and now it's all closed except for 1 store, this thrift store. Now I read an article that said they actually keep pretty busy, having several hundred customers a day. So we're gonna go take a look inside and see if we can find anything good. I had never been inside of this thrift store before, and I gotta say it kind of impressed me. So there is a mix of new and used items, but everything was so coordinated. One of the reasons I don't like shopping in thrift stores is because everything is too chaotic and I just can't wrap my head around it. Everything here was so organized, color coordinated, everything organized by size. It was like shopping at a regular store. And all of the jeans, $9.99. They had some really good quality jeans, name brand. So I gotta say it was pretty impressive. Now they don't have a lot other than clothes. You would just find a few things here and there. All of these hats were brand new, so I kind of think that they get some donations or maybe like surplus from brands. And of course they had some funky clothes too that I gotta check out. The store was just absolutely massive, and there is a section that has kind of furniture and household knickknacks and so forth. It's sad to think that this is the only place left out of 111 businesses that used to be here in the outlet mall. Just look at the square footage that is just sitting empty here. And if you go inside of the Primm Valley Resort and walk towards where the outlet mall used to be, you can kind of see some pieces of it. They've blocked a lot off so you can't access the entirety of the mall, but you can see that it is completely empty and bare. They have been using this space with law enforcement agencies to do trainings, kind of like mass casualty situations, and they'll have simulations of gunfire and so forth. So if you happen to be in the Primm Valley Resort, you might hear something that sounds like gunfire or explosions. The one place that is not hurting for business in Primm is the Primm Valley Lotto store. As a matter of fact, we had to drive around for a couple of minutes to find parking. Now, the reason why it's so busy is because, believe it or not, the lotto is not legal in Nevada. So if people want to get lotto tickets, or they have to come over to the California side to get them. And this store, while it's in Primm, it happens to be on the California side of the border. So people from Las Vegas, they'll come over here to get their lotto tickets, especially if the Powerball or Mega Millions gets really high. You can only imagine what the line must have looked like when the Powerball was at $2 billion. This was another place that I had never stepped foot into, and I really thought it was like a convenience store, so I was really surprised to see that it was literally just a lotto store. There are booths that you can go and walk up to purchase your tickets, or there were kiosks throughout. But if the line is too long here, just about 5 miles south on the California side, there's a new gas station that just opened recently, and they also have lotto tickets, so you might just want to come here if the line gets too long at the lotto store. Behind me is the Desert Oasis at Primm. These are apartments that were built for the casino and hotel workers here in Primm. It's right behind the Primm Valley Resort. Now, it is still open, and at the time it was for the workers, but nowadays it's open to anybody. So people that might work in Vegas, they can come and live here. Another thing near Primm that is likely closing in 2026 is the Ivanpah Solar Electric Generating System. Now, you may have seen this before if you're crossing from Nevada into California. You see this light that's illuminating from these structures, and that is the mirrors that are part of the elements that will create the electricity. But they've lost contracts with 2 big utility companies, and so it's probably going to be closing in early 2026. Now, in this whole area, this is kind of the general area where that golf course is that we showed you. Kind of just drive a little bit further, but you can see that light just illuminating here. And this is what's left of that little lake from the golf course, but you can see how close you are to the solar plant. If you've never been to Primm, this kind of gives you an idea of how it is laid out. So you have Buffalo Bills there, back in the back of those apartments that we showed you earlier. And then on this side, this is the Primm Valley Resort, and part of the Primm Valley Resort on the far end are the old outlets. And then the 15 freeway kind of cuts across here, and on the other side is where you're going to find Whiskey Pete's. Whiskey Pete's was the oldest hotel. It was actually built in 1977. Part of this white building is the Star of the Desert Arena. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I said that Buffalo Bills would be opening up its casino and some of its restaurants so that it could accommodate the concerts that would be coming in. So they have been heavily focused on Mexican or Latino bands, and on October 24th, they have Cardenales de Nuevo León. On October 25th, they have Los Huracanes del Norte, and November 29th, they have Pancho Barraza. But they also have Keith Sweat that's coming in on October 11th, so they are mixing it up a little bit. Oh yeah, and if you actually look at the pool, which I never noticed this before from the outside, the pool at Buffalo Bills is actually shaped like a buffalo, and it really does look like it's still maintained and has water in it. And here's what it looks like at ground level, which I guess now looking at it from above, I can see that it is a buffalo. 2 little legs right there, a couple of legs on the other side. Just wasn't as obvious, I guess. We were able to go inside Buffalo Bills right before they closed. We actually thought it was closed, but we were able to get into the building. It was kind of almost empty, just a few people wandering around, but it was kind of fun because we were able to check out things that you probably wouldn't have gotten to see in this state before, like the log flume. So it's kind of fun to take a look at what used to be operational, and now it's just kind of a sad ghost town type of ride. but I did think it was kind of funny that you still see all the little remnants, little characters in there that used to be part of the interactive activities where you'd shoot the little guns at the guys, but they didn't take that out yet. Now, this wasn't the only ride because they did have the roller coaster, Desperado roller coaster, and we were able to go up to see where you would have gotten on the ride back in the day. And of course, you still see the roller coaster that goes through the exterior of the hotel. I don't know that they have any plans to take that out at this time. Oddly enough, they took down the Whiskey Pete sign and they put up a new digital sign that's really kind of just advertising things for Primm. And I wasn't sure where they were going to go with the advertisement, but they're just trying to bring people into Primm to maybe fill up on gas or get some food. Now, interestingly, I mentioned that Whiskey Pete's opened in 1977, but it was actually named after a real person named Whiskey Pete. He ran a service station that was called State Line right in that area, but I guess he was really ornery. He was kind of threatening tourists, so he wasn't necessarily the best of guys. As a matter of fact, his wife had him committed after a while. So it was just kind of fun, interesting history about how Whiskey Pete's came about. And now the only hotel we have open is the Primm Valley Resort. So there used to be a tram that would take people between the casinos, and it would actually take you over the highway to get to Whiskey Pete's, but that closed in 2016. But interestingly enough, you can still see the old tram here in front of the hotel. If you look on the bottom of the tram, it says Prima Donna. This hotel actually was called the Prima Donna when it opened in 1990, and then they changed the name in 1997 as part of a rebrand. Before they closed Buffalo Bill's, the Primm Valley Resort went through a little bit of a remodel. They kind of had some areas closed where they were redoing the casino floor, I think just to kind of give it a fresher look. I think they knew that Buffalo Bill's was probably going to be closing and that they would be moving some of the slot machines from over there to Buffalo Bill's. They also relocated the Bonnie and Clyde car. It was over at Buffalo Bill's, and now you can find this at the Primm Valley Resort. Before casinos started popping up all over California, people used to actually come to Primm and make this a destination. Those were people that didn't want to deal with the hustle and bustle of Las Vegas, but still wanted to gamble. So the three hotels made sense at the time. But now that there's casinos all over California, it just doesn't anymore because there is a closer drive to a casino for people. So Primm has to change, right? So what they are deciding to do for now is they are going to make this kind of a stop, a place where people can come. They can go to the Tesla stations and recharge their car or fill up on gas. They can go eat at a restaurant and go play in the casino for a little bit. So it's going to cater more to the people who are just traveling through and then heading on to their destination. If you are going to stop here and get some gas, charge your car, or get something to eat, here are some options for food for you. So of course you do have a few places inside of the Primm Valley Resort, but right now it's kind of in flux because it feels like a lot is not open. But outside you have Carl's Jr., you have Taco Bell, there's a Mexican restaurant called Alex's Mexican Grill, and then you have a McDonald's. Now there is also a Starbucks inside of one of the gas stations. So there are 3 gas stations in Primm. There's one on the side where Whiskey Pete's is, and that actually is a truck stop. And then on the other side of the freeway, you have 2 different chevrons, and one of those chevrons is the one that has the Starbucks in it. I don't know, I think Buc-ee's would be an amazing addition to Primm and might save it. Well, what do you think? Do you think that there's anything that can save Primm? Drop us a comment and let us know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.